Alright, boys and girls, this is Benjamin Bokchoy. We're back in F1 24 online racing. This is not a ranked race. I can't deal with five lap races, so I just jumped into a multiplayer lobby. And the tracks this week are pretty bad anyway. It's Las Vegas, Miami, and what was the other track? Well, whatever it is, Miami and Las Vegas, and Japan. Uh, Three tracks that I'm not really good at. So we jumped into a multiplayer lobby here, starting P4. Only got to do one run in short qualifying, though I don't really know if we would have improved much, as it looked like a lot of people in here had pretty decent pace. So we're starting P4, but we get jumped by AAM right away, and as you can see, we have some argy-bargy right away. Fortunately for us, the Red Bull ghosts out, and Lightning Poker kind of gets away with that. So a little bit of contact right at the beginning, and anytime I see that, I'm always watching out for them for the entirety of the race. Now, this is the first race we've done in quite a few months, first like online race in quite a few months, so I'm not really sure if there have been any changes to the meta other than downshifting in none ERS deployment helps jumpstart the battery harvesting a little bit faster. So I'm kind of going into this blind. Didn't do any practice runs or anything like that. Just booted it up the PC and jumped into the first lobby that I saw. So starting P4, not all that bad for us. And although we did lose a spot initially, we gained it back. I don't remember what the time trial setup is, but this is much lower wings. I think this is like a I think time trial is like 3624 or something like that, and I'm running, I believe this is 3022, and the anti-roll bars are not set to 21. I think they're set to like 15 and 18. Give me a little bit more purchase in the corners, and also helps me a little bit over the bumps, as 21-21 roll bar makes it really easy to lose the car. Now here's something that was weird. Coming to this braking zone, look at the throttle trace. It just spiked there really quickly. My foot was not on the pedal. It spiked up. I was trying to slow down, but then the throttle blipped and sent me a little bit deep into that corner, which kind of threw me off. We got into the way of IQ Maestro. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to do that. I didn't do that on purpose. I don't know what that little throttle blip was that kind of sent us off in that corner. So it kind of ruined my race, kind of ruined Maestro's race here. As you can see, we've dropped out of DRS already, even though we were kind of hanging on to the back of the top three cars. I wasn't looking to overtake here. I was trying to harvest my battery again, as we used up a little bit of our battery to try and catch up to the top three. But Maestro was defending there anyway, so we just kind of slowed down a little bit, let him continue on, take the racing line so that we didn't lose any more time than we already were. But now at this point, we're less than half a second behind Maestro, and Maestro's already dropped over 2 seconds behind the top three. So I was like, I need to overtake this guy to even have a chance of making it onto the podium. Otherwise, we'll be just driving our own race in P4 for the rest of the race. So, don't know if he's running out of battery or if he's just harvesting down straight, thinking that I'm going to overtake him anyway. But we make the overtake, still about 60% battery left. And the car was feeling a little unstable with the setup that I had on. I should have probably done a couple of warm-up laps first, but we got into qualifying really late. By the time we got in, there was only 3 minutes left, so I literally had time to do one push lap, and that was pretty much the extent of our practice. But luckily for us, the top three are fighting. As you can see, even though we lost a little bit of time stuck behind Maestro, at this point we're only 2 seconds down. Now, pit strategy was to come in on lap number 9, split soft or medium softs 9 laps, but I was like, I need to try and make up a little bit of time with these guys. So we come in at the end of lap 7. 2 drivers ahead of us jump in on the next lap. Here I am trying to figure out if we're going to make it out in front of these guys or not. looks like we're gonna make it out in front of one at least and come out, yeah, right in front of him. But then we mess up the braking, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna block this guy. I made the mistake. I'll just give him the position here. I was waiting for him to just use his battery to get out ahead of us. And finally he does. Fortunately, we don't lose that much time. We're still in DRS to BGR Philippe, who came out on the hards. So I don't know if that was a mistake or if maybe he was trying to challenge himself, because I believe he did. I think he started P2. I'm not quite sure. He was on provisional pole when I jumped into short qualifying, but I can't remember where he started. But he was pretty quick anyway. So who knows. So we still have another car just about to come into the pit lanes. So not really good for us right now, being stuck behind the hard driver. I would preferably have wanted Lightning Poker ahead just because he's on the softs and he could pull us both along and maybe have us all undercut the driver in P1. But for almost that entire lap, we were stuck behind the hard tire runners. So unfortunately, we do lose a little bit of time on that lap, and we don't end up coming out in front of the Aston Martin coming out of the pit lane. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but we still got 8 laps left to go. As you can see, the Aston Martin of Andrew X coming out of the pit lane right now. So now I was like, all right, BGR Philippe showed pretty decent pace. I think he was leading for the majority of the first stint, but now he's starting to fall back. The hard tires are just absolute trash at Silverstone, where you need all the grip you can get around these high-speed corners there. So I make the decision here to overtake. I didn't hear the beep for DRS, so I wasn't quite sure if I had opened it, or if I had even gotten DRS. But yeah, we did get it. Now that I'm watching it back, I do see the green line on top of the OSD there. So now we have managed to catch up to Lightning Poker and Andrew X 2905. Andrew has the freshest tires out of all of us, and then Lightning Poker has softs that are 1 lap younger than us. So but we still managed to stick behind these guys, even in a very time trial setup car that I wasn't really feeling 100% comfortable with. As you can see, they're starting to get a little bit aggressive on each other there. I don't think they touched wheels there, but a little bit of foreshadowing of things to come, especially since we saw what Lightning Poker did on the first lap. So I was like, all right, let's hope that this is about to get heated here. So lap 15 coming down, what is this? Which straight is this? I don't know. The hanger straight. And as you can see, they do make contact that time. It looked like Lightning Poker was trying to get the inside and kind of hit Andrew a little bit. And then going into these last few corners, as you can see, they make a contact again. So now I was like, do I want to try and overtake these guys and then just defend for the last few laps, or do I hope to God that they start getting into it and destroy each other and just give them an easy win? And now that I've seen how aggressive Lightning Poker has been, I was like, maybe I will just sit back and hope that these two get into it, just because it's so difficult to overtake with how easy it is to harvest battery here. As you can see, we're still at almost 100%. Wasn't even using much battery at all. We were in medium deployment for like the last 8 laps, and the 2 guys ahead of us have been spamming battery to fight each other, but in every DRS zone I would just catch right back up. So at this point I was like, let's just hold off, let them fight each other, waste all their battery, and then maybe on the second and last lap or on the last lap I'll try to make my move then. But being so low on wings, we did lose a little bit of time in the corners there, so it's kind of hard to make up that time on the straights. But here, I was starting to test my closing speed a little bit. I was like, I think they are deploying here. We are not deploying. They're not really pulling that far ahead. And then Lightning goes for another move. Andrew gives it to him pretty easily there. Living to fight another day, boys and girls. And then we catch up to them right on the last chicane here. So I was like, all right, we might still have a chance. BGR Philippe 3 seconds behind on the hard tires, has been dropping back this entire race. He's only gotten closer here because these two ahead of us have been fighting, causing everybody to slow down. And I was like, 2.5 seconds should be a decent gap for the last lap and a half here. So now I'm hoping that these guys will be using battery again on the last lap and a half here to fight each other. They are kind of pulling away, and they're harvesting in the corners while we're pretty much at 100% by the time we get into the corners anyway. So like I said, I'm hoping that they slow each other down, and I'm just waiting to jump on any mistakes. Had a race here that I was in a very similar position, where the top two drivers took each other out in the final chicane, and I just kind of moseyed on through for the victory, and I was hoping that it would happen again. So here we are closer to these two guys coming down the hangar straight. Once again, I was hoping to see some flashing batteries or some flashing lights. Andrew starts flashing, but I think he's just harvesting here, and we close up so quick there. So that kind of gives me a bit of confidence that we might have a chance here to win. But remember, they have been getting pretty aggressive. Lightning Poker kind of being the more aggressive of the two, causing the contact with one or two drivers on lap 1, and then kind of causing contact with Andrew just a few laps back as well. So I was like, if Andrew tries to overtake here, I think Lightning is going to defend very, very hard, and let's just kind of be there to pick up the pieces. So coming down the Wellington Straight, let's see what our closing speed is. We're not using any battery here. I don't believe they are either. They're probably both using or saving battery for the last straight, and it's not too difficult to catch up to them. Now, I've been kind of taking it easy on my tires, so even though my tires are the oldest out of the 3 cars here, I think they're in the best condition, because I'd have to slow down at every corner, just kind of like here. Now they're both conserving, trying to save battery for that final sprint down the hangar straight, and I'm just hoping that they are on so low battery that they're going to run out halfway down. We're at 92%. Andrew doesn't get the best maggots and beckets. And here we go for the drag race down the straight, and it's right here where I'm like, I don't have enough speed. We might be able to get around Lightning Poker, but he's got the inside. They make contact again. I know Lightning Poker is not going to like that. He makes a dive down the inside into this final chicane. I thought, go goody, we're going to get the victory, and then he spins out right in front of us, doesn't ghost out. Andrew gets in front of us. I get hit from behind from PGR Philippe, who I didn't see in the mirror. He was coming around the final corner. Bro, if I had known that you were there, I would have given you that position, because I feel bad that I just kind of blocked you on that last corner, but we were literally like 10 feet away from the finish line. But yeah, it was a very, very fun race for my first race back in quite a few months. Man, the level of racing has gotten a lot closer with how the ERS is being used. But there we go, boys and girls, our first race back in quite a few months. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Remember to eat about Choi. If you think I've earned it, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.